Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for some more higher tier German tank gameplay. Obviously, still working towards grinding out my Leopard 2A4. This battle was from the 23rd of June, and as you can see, quite a lot of Leopards on the team, although actually a Type 90, along with all the rest of us German players. So we're fighting America, France, and Russia. Not really surprising at this battle rating, or really at all. And I've got a talisman on my Bagel Panzer, so I decided I better probably work towards the next tier of modifications that I was working on to get the bonus for it. And also, the talisman was going to help me speed up my research as I was trying. This was from the morning of the day that I actually recorded the first 10 for the Leopard 2A4, so I was trying to speed up my research towards the Leopard 2A4 so that I could finish it off and actually get my Leopard 2A4 unlocked so that I had time on Saturday to record and edit and so on my first 10 for the Leopard 2A4. So I got up to this position right here, and since it was battle, I thought this was a pretty good spot with the binocular scouting capability and the improved tow missiles on board my Bagel Panzer to sit here and scout guys. So that's what I did. Now, I wasn't terribly happy about the sunlight here because of the haze that it was casting across the battlefield, but in this case, for my purposes, it was actually beneficial because the side panel of that, probably Abrams there, or maybe an XM1, was lit up very nicely for me to see him coming and get the binocular scout on him. So I didn't want to shoot at him until he stopped because of the tree right there. I didn't figure I could hit him with the missiles and I wasn't about to chance the autocannon. He got behind the tree before I could scout him again, and then as I was about to scout him again, this other Abrams came up from above, so I scouted him instead. Waited for the first guys waited for my binoculars to refresh, rather, to re-scout the first guy, and I missed him apparently, so that was that. But then a T-64 also appears, and I decided to punch a missile off at him because he was basically driving straight at me. At the last second, he turned, and the missile went a little crazy trying to steer it, but I did actually hit him and track him, which spun him out. Pointed him right towards me, and he fired off his smoke discharger, which was great, because I know he can't move, I know I've got my crosshairs dead on him, and all I need to do now is just keep pumping missiles into him, which is what I started doing. First hit cleared most of the ERA off of his turret and took out his commander, so that's one crew member down. Just had to wait for the missiles to reload, and essentially I'm just holding the fire button down now and just waiting for the missiles to reload themselves. Second shot clears a little bit more ERA off and takes out his cannon breach, so at least when the smoke clears, if he sees me, he can't readily shoot back at me. And as Missile 3 is on the way, he gets killed by a teammate, but I wasn't really mad because, after all, it was an assist. I'd scouted him and I'd done a lot of damage. He probably wasn't still scouted because I didn't get the intelligence for it as it killed him, but whatever. There's one of the Abrams knocked out as well by a teammate, and oh yeah, I should mention that throughout this video I will be skipping ahead a bit. There are some dead parts and some traveling parts where I won't make you guys watch it, so there will be cases after the editing here where I will cut travel time and dead time out, including pretty much right here, so you'll see the transitions happen, and that's when you know I've skipped ahead at least a little bit. So my teammates had made it in to start capturing the A point. There were a couple of them there. They'd been knocked out. So I was relocating to try and get a sight picture down into the A point as the enemy team recaptured it, and I'm watching for any movement down from the A point. We skipped ahead fairly significantly here. You can see some of our guys are getting knocked out on our side of the river, and there's somebody is about to get marked up here. There we go. There's a hit on him. I guessed and calculated roughly where he should be based on the fire. Hit the binocular button, got a scout on him. It's some kind of a medium tank, most likely that T-64A right there that's knocking people out, presumably. You can see on the map marker, or on the mini-map, he's apparently out on the bridge, but I can't see the bridge that he's on from here. Kind of obvious that he's on the bridge. I can't actually see the bridge from where I'm looking. Just a little too much stuff in the way. There is a bridge off to the left right there, but that's not the bridge that he was on. At least I'm pretty sure it's not. I think that was the farther bridge. You can see by the angle that bridge was going away from me. It's the farthest one to the left. So without a lot of enemies being able that I'm seeing across the river where I'm watching up on the hill, I decided to relocate, push up closer to the cap, and start using the 57mm autocannon to close range deadly effect. Somebody takes a pot shot at me from across the river. I couldn't exactly tell where it came from and tried to turn and get into the trees here before they could reload, but of course their reload was fast enough that they were able to hit me, break my left side track from the right side of my tank. Cool. And of course, with the sunlight being what it is, I can't see where the heck the shot came from, so as I'm trying to search around, maybe spot the guy, another shot comes in, throws up a bunch of dirt. Still can't tell where it came from, except I know it had to be farther from the right. Put a shot at him, track him in with the missile where the shot came from. He probably sees it coming and moves, I think, because I don't hit him with my return missile. And then there he is off to the left, so I cut loose with the autocannon to try and throw some dirt up and hopefully mark him for my teammate who's up there behind him. He hits me again. I'm getting some marking shots into him. My teammate apparently has got him spotted and is now putting shots into him, which is good, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to get saved here as I punch off my last missile, and then I get hit by an MBT-70. Which it turns out is not the guy that I was already fighting. So we'll skip ahead just a little bit until some action happens with the KPZ-70. So an airplane has come in and dropped some bombs on, you can see most of our guys are down near the capture point. I put some cannon rounds up near him. I didn't expect to get any hits at all and just kind of spray it around, and then lo and behold, I actually score a hit on him. And as he dives in firing all of his rockets, wouldn't you know it, he suicides into the ground, and my hit gives me credit for an airplane kill, so cool. I'll take that. Even though I didn't really kill him, I merely hit him as he was suiciding into the ground. I'm not going to argue with it. So right now I'm worried with 4 guys in the cap and pretty good progress on the cap. I'm actually worried I'm not going to get in there in time to get a share of the capture. So I'm really trying to hurry here. And I hear somebody up here shooting away, and what does it turn out to be but my friend in the MBT-70 that had previously knocked me out. There he is. He is completely focused on the capture point, and I get a pretty good shot into him. And a little bit of revenge. And a little bit of XYZ on XYZ violence. Now you'll notice we've got 4 guys from our team up at the cap and me moving in to help them. And apparently a T-64 very close by, because that's one of our teammates down. There's the T-64 right there. I'm trying to move into position to get a shot at him. I blind fired there, didn't get a hit on him. And then whatever the heck they did to the autoloader now, he gets another kill on the Leopard 2K before the autoloader finally reloads another shell in, and I'm able to take him out. And you'll see that another Leopard 2A4 over here is on fire, and he's in trouble, and he is burning out. And I'm able to get into the cap and fire off my smoke rounds, hide behind the building here, and start the capture. Now look at the progress we've got in capturing the A point so far. 3/4 right now, and climbing. Pretty close to winning. There goes the 3rd out of the 4 teammates, and our capture progress has now stopped. So obviously somebody is nearby. Now my other teammate who's still alive there is actually not inside the cap. I hear an airplane coming, I warn the team, and then it turns out it's the friendly going by, so false alarm, but better than it being an enemy plane, I guess. So I'm hoping that the teammate there notices we're no longer capturing and starts moving in to help, as I can hear somebody on the other side of the building from me. I'm trying to roll around and get in after him. He comes around the corner, and before my turret can finish turning, he manages to one-shot kill me. And my teammate, who's south of the cap, is not in the cap, and I don't know what he's trying to do, but it was time to respawn again. Come back in my Leopard 2K and drive all the way across the map again, which I will spare you guys, but suffice it to say, I wasn't terribly pleased to have to repeat the journey. So he has actually finally moved back in to start recapturing. I don't know if he was repairing or if he was just camping for kills or what. The XM1 is still in the cap. One of our guys said that they had strafed it and knocked out its engine and its track, but obviously it's moving again, or our guy has left out of the cap, I'm not sure. But we're not capping anymore. There was a T-64A who had rejoined the battle at the cap. He got taken out by our AR-234 in a suicide bombing, which obviously works well for our team, but still, suicide bombing. Come on, we can be better than this. So the XM1 is still nearby, somewhere. And our Leopard 2A4 moves back into the cap again, or the XM1 moved out of the cap, not sure. But then I'm not sure if he meant to tell the XM1 he had no ammo, or if that was an accident, but either way, it was extremely ill-timed with me just arriving back at the capture point to come in and help, because now the XM1 has knocked out our Leopard 2A4, and I'm not all the way back at the cap again, so the XM1 could potentially have reset his position and be waiting for me. Now, thankfully, our guys strafed him and distracted him a little bit, and as I come back in around the corner, he is now shooting up at our aircraft, which gives me the opportunity to come around the corner, take a snapshot at him, which thankfully hit his gunner, and then Tokyo drift into position to finish him off. And repeat a scene which has played out quite often recently ever since 1.79 came out, and that is a Leopard 2K killing an XM1 GM. So now that our capture progress, which was over 75%, has reset all the way back down to 0, I'm now back inside the cap, and here we go again, starting the whole process over. Now, on the good side of this, we've got air overhead that are able and capable and also willing to strafe spot enemy tanks coming up, which they do a pretty good job of. There's only 2 enemies left. We're in pretty good shape to win this, but still, I am alone at the cap, and we just lost a 190 to an MBT-70s cannon. And they did tell me there's an MBT coming, but it would be helpful, not that I'm complaining, because they did warn me he was coming, but I would like slightly better information, slightly more details here, such as what direction he's coming from. Did he drive way up north, and is he coming in from the north? Is he coming in from the northeast? Is he coming up the river towards me from either the east or the west? Did he cross the river to the south, and is he now coming up from the south? I don't know. It turns out, though, my team does start strafing him and letting me know where he's coming, so I do actually get a good warning and a very timely warning from my team about the direction he's actually coming from, thankfully. You can see that our plane that's up is focusing on a specific spot here, so that's what I'm watching, just to watching for him to just finally get it to strafe in. So we know that the one enemy is off capturing. There's the marker that we were looking for right there, the strafe with the mark, and you can just see him over the top of the hill. Beautiful work by my strafing teammate there. So you can see that the other one of the enemy tanks is up at our cap, which is basically irrelevant at this point. I wanted to rotate and get my turret spun around and my frontal armor facing towards him, as I got a shot that went a little low. His shot bounced off me, so neither one of us damaged the other, and I'm able to rotate around and move up to a position where I can hopefully ambush him here. Watching, waiting to decide which side of the building house here he's going to come around on. Gambling that it's the right side, but ready to swing the turret and the tank to the left, and there he is on the right side. He's a little bit distracted by the strafing, and I'm able to knock him out for my ace kill. Very much thanks to my teammates strafing there, I think. I probably would have survived, but most likely, knowing this game, I would have lost my breach or my cannon barrel. But as I thank my teammate for strafing and spotting him, we continue our capture. And my teammate in the Bagel Panzer 57 arrives in the cap just in time to get credit for a cap as well. And we finish the cap, and we win. And I got quite a decent amount of research towards my Leopard 2A4. Well done by everybody on my team here. Well done indeed. Quite a lot of guys went in the cap. And I only finished in 3rd place with the score I had, so pretty happy about that. The soccer ball, for those of you watching well into the future, was a 2018 World Cup event. So there you have it. Almost 50 grand in Lions, almost 10,000 in vehicle research, 7,000 in mod research. Not a bad battle result at all. And when you can get a third place with a score line like that, that's not too bad at all. Decent awards and a relatively good kill feed too. And that'll do for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Next week should be slightly less German tank videos, so relax. It'll all be over soon. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you for stopping by and watching this one, and have a great day as always, everyone.